You know what I'm saying? Say hello as you enter the chat. These lives in as I can throughout the day. But I had an opportunity to listen to Jerry's press conference yesterday. I say Jerry's press conference because Jerry stole the show. Got a couple people in here, man. Hit that like button and say what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the housekeeping rules. Don't just come in my house, go to the fridge, and what I'm saying, like, say hello to the people that's here, and we're gonna talk about it. But I know Jerry had a press conference yesterday, and I know that a lot of people took from that what they wanted to take from it. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't hear anything different than how things have been going. The only thing that has changed is the coaching staff, for the most part. You know, um, Dallas Cowboys hard hitter said, "Man, stop being so negative with your BS, man. Nah, you stop being over. I don't know. You want to be sold something? Go somewhere where somebody gonna sell you something, bro. Because I ain't gonna do that. I'm never going. Like, it's not negative if somebody's telling you the truth. You don't want to hear it? Get the fuck out, bro. Get out. Like, I'm normally not one of those people, but if you want to hear the truth, like, stay. But if you don't, roll out, bro. I don't know who you are. You're not a regular, so I don't really care. But it's not negative to say I ain't really hearing nothing different. I don't really see them moving different. It's GM line season. At this point, every year, people tell you stuff because they don't want to give up their position. It's all I was here to tell you, but nah, my negative BS. Nah, I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. See, if you want to be lied to, you probably like that dude. You probably like that dude that called Steve Smith up about his wife and stuff. You probably like that dude, right? Like, you want to be sold something different than what it really is. That's probably how you are. You know what I'm saying? If you like that, then this ain't the channel for you, and I ain't the person for you. Cause I ain't gonna sit here and do that. It's your negative BS. Bro, we ain't been winning. We ain't won in 30 years. Everything has been negative here. What you mean? Everything been negative. We've been lapped by everybody. What you want me to do? You want me to be like the front office and sell you something that's not really what it is? You like to go to a car lot and buy a used car and they tell you ain't nothing wrong with it, and then as soon as you take it off the lot, it's a lemon. You want that? I ain't gonna do that, bro. Not gonna do it. I'm not gonna sell out like that. Some other people will sell out like that. I ain't selling out like that. Straight up. But yeah, listening to the press conference yesterday, I really didn't. Everybody's gonna take things different from what they heard from it. Like, it means that they're gonna draft line. It means that they're not gonna draft running back. Here's the God honest truth, right? God honest truth is they can't make a move until other people make moves. So there's nothing set in stone. I've heard that they got Golden hired and Tech on their board. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard that they really but like, this is stuff that's going on, amongst some of us content creator chats and stuff like that. Everybody got sources, but none of that matters until moves are made. None of that matters until people start get drafted, people get sniped off the board. None of that matters. At when you're sitting at 12, you're still at the beck and call of 11 people before you. Even to trade up or trade back, some things have to happen. Some things have to happen. So you can't be locked in on something at 12. It's impossible to be locked in at something on 12. But yeah, I had to, like, that was one of them hidden comments, and I looked at it because if you put a comment in here and it's hidden, I'm gonna look at it first. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, nah, negative. Like, maybe that explains it all. Maybe that explains a lot. You know what I'm saying? People want to be sold a dream. If you want to be sold a dream, dog, this ain't for you. I ain't gonna do that. not gonna sell a dream because we haven't been winning. We haven't been winning, and we're coming off of a 7-10 season. We're coming off of a 7-10 season with nothing in free agency that we've really done that's gonna put us over the top. I don't even know that the last couple of years we haven't even replenished what we've let go. Now, we've been a team that typically likes to be in-house. We like to build in-house and all of that. And we have not been replenishing the things that we've lost. Just imagine, and I work out, I run, all that stuff. Just imagine losing a lot of just, when you work out and you exert your body and stuff, you're gonna sweat a lot. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose a lot of water. Your body's gonna lose a lot of water. And what's been happening with the Cowboys is we've been losing a lot of water throughout the years. And I won't say that we had, as of recent history, we haven't been drafting as well as we wanted to. But overall, the organization has drafted well. But we've been losing some in-house people. We've been losing some of that. And we haven't really rehydrated. So right now, this is a dehydrated Cowboys team. And what you're looking at right now is they've added some free agents, but until we see those guys play, we can only kind of assume what it's been. We might be putting junk in our bodies. We might be putting a bunch of, we need electrolytes. We need something to charge our bodies. And we putting a bunch of sugar in our bodies. We might not even be putting water or electrolytes in our body. We've been a dehydrated situation for a long time. And our body, which is like Dak Prescott, some of those linemen, they've been holding it together for long. And it's like when you lose a Zach Martin, you lose a Tyron Smith. It's like we haven't been replenishing our bodies, guys. And we're going to this draft, and it's like everybody expects us to just fill those to fill those areas. It's not that easy. That would mean you have to hit on every draft pick. We're barely hitting on 1 to 2, guys. We're barely hitting on 1 to 2. So it makes me ask the question. Yeah, I think it was asked yesterday, but I feel like it was avoided. As to like we moved this money, so are we gonna spend it? Like what we doing? What we doing? Was that move was that done to get season ticket holders to renew their tickets to be excited about something? Was it just done at the moment? But soon, even tomorrow, some of the questions will be answered. We have a whole draft, we have a whole 7 rounds, but as soon as tomorrow, some of those questions will be answered. So I feel like don't believe the hype. When I say don't believe the hype, and that's what the title is, it's GM lying season. It's like, why would they have a whole big ass press conference, a pre-draft press conference, and tell you everything that they're going to do? Why would they tell you that? They don't have control over anything at this point. At number 12, you don't have control over how the board's going to go. Typically in Dallas, a lot of things are done to where it has to be announced, it has to be presented in a way to the fans because they want us to believe that we're smarter than what we really are. And I think this offseason we've shown that we're really not that smart. Sometimes I think we overthink it. You ever feel like in your life sometimes that what's up, Michael Bryan? You ever feel like you overthink something so much and it should be something simple, but you overthink it and then you miss it? I think we've been doing that for a long time. And it's to the point that us fans are at this point. Some of us fans are saying that an offensive lineman would be better for us than Tech would. And it's like, nah, man, come on. Nah, come on. Oh, Ashton Genty ain't that good. So, but here's this guy over here that plays in the trenches. And I didn't really get a chance to really finish it yesterday. So my live had to stop because the funeral director came over. And we had to do what we had to do. You guys know what I've been dealing with. So I had to stop abruptly, and then I got on Tuck's channel later on, and we kind of discussed physicality. And I think physicality, you can be physical without going in the trenches, to start. Guys, I got like 15 minutes because I got another meeting and stuff like that. That's right, Lola. Tell them, hit that like button. Y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. Hold on. Keystone. Gotta add you as a mod, bro. Gotta add you as a mod, my guy. You've been here. You family, bro. We got to do some work together too. We definitely have to do some work. We've been saying that for a while, but maybe it's just me inviting you over here to my platform. But we definitely got to do some work. Michael Brown Jr. said, "Are you very mad that the Cowboys lose to the Packers in the wild card playoffs?" Absolutely. That's why. That's why. And that's why. When Dallas Cowboys hard hitter came to me and said, "Man, stop being so negative with your BS, man. Like what BS? Y'all know I ain't on no BS. Y'all know I ain't trying to drive no clicks. Y'all know I'm not really like I've only kept it a buck about how I feel about things. How is that negative? Like, bro, the last time we were in the playoffs, we got our ass whooped, and we've been getting our ass whooped ever since. And the type of competitor that I am, I don't like getting my ass whooped. I want to get up. I don't want I want to get up, and I want to do the simple things that it's going to take for us to get back to where we need to get to. We like at this point, the things that we did last year in the draft, in the off season, didn't even get us back to. They just assumed that we were going to get right back to where we left off because the years prior to that we had done that. They just assumed. In this league, you can't assume nothing. You can't assume nothing. You can't assume Dak's gonna be healthy all year. You can't assume that your line is just going to pan out just because you can't assume that like Zach Martin didn't make it through the year. You can't assume nothing. Injuries kicked our ass last year because we didn't do nothing in free agency, and in the draft we did address the needs. I liked last year's draft, but that was more of a rebuilding draft. I'm asking us not to rebuild. I'm asking us to kick the damn door down. We got to kick the door down, and we got to be aggressive. I don't know how that's negative. And I'm also saying, do not give up, fans. Do not give up on your ideas. Do not give up on the things that we all came together on. Do not give up on that. We know that this team needs weapons. This team knows they need weapons. What or else why would you go get Mingo with the 4th-round pick? Do not give up on your ideas. Do not change because they want you to change. Do not give in to the things that have not helped us over the years. Do not give in. Don't give in. Birdwatch once said Mingo isn't a weapon. Yeah, no shit. No shit, Mingo ain't a weapon. It was bad team building then, and we can't keep enabling bad team building moving forward. Look, I'm gonna keep arguing this because it don't make sense to me. While we keep allocating resources to the offensive line and we ain't fixing the thing that needs to be fixed, we need to coach our guys up. We need to coach them up. Don't just throw players there and expect it to fall in place. Did we put coaches there? Absolutely. But you got to remember last year we double dipped. You can't just skip over the fact that Tyler Guyton was your 1st-round pick last year. You got to coach the kid up, and you got to be patient. You got to be patient. You got to be patient with it. If that was your plan for left tackle, then let it be your damn plan and see the plan through. Don't be a coward. Don't be cowards. I'm asking everybody, don't be cowards. Organization, don't be cowards. Coaches, don't be cowards. Because I'm seeing this, right? Cleared up all that money. And I watched them avoid that question yesterday. Cleared up all that money not to do shit, but sign a whole bunch of backup offensive linemen to compete with each other. That's all we've done. We signed a backup linebacker that we think could be okay because him and Eberflus have some chemistry. We have not signed not one impact player. The closest to impact that we've signed, somebody that we had here that we shouldn't have let go, which is Fowler. But front office, y'all have been here. Will McClay, you've been here. Steven, this is part of y'all plan. Don't put it on the coach now. Y'all needed to put coaches in place, which I think y'all have done. And I look, I'll applaud to that. Love the guys that's in here. Riley, Clayton Adams, hopefully Shotty. Hopefully they stick to the things that they say. Because I'm here to tell y'all. We go O-line again. We can be slinging that bitch around 40 to 50 times to Jonathan Mingo and Jalen Tolbert. And hopefully CD don't run out of damn gas again. Because, man, that's a heavy burden to carry on your back. The pick has to be wide receiver, guys. 12 has to be wide receiver. And I'm not budging on it. Because you can't just throw guys in there and expect them to be number twos. It don't happen that way. Everybody loved Gallup, right? And everybody was like, well, Gallup could be a number one at some point, right? Gallup had to develop into that. You don't want another developmental pick at wide receiver, or else why would you have picked one? Go get a game changer right now. Go get a running back right now. Go buy some people. Your first two picks, to me, are very important. Hell, if they even I don't even want them to get cornered. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't want I'm gonna push back on that. Mid-year, I remember last year, I remember Josh Butler playing good ball. And then he got hurt. I do remember that. I know the seatbelt wasn't that good, but he could get better. We gotta stop. So that's a couple things that we gotta look at, guys. If y'all set plans in motion, unless there's just something and there's a talent out there that's just completely better, that's going to impact you right now, that's not going to be fighting for a job, but they're going to take somebody's job, don't draft them. You know what I'm saying? Like people are talking edge. I've heard that Pierce. I've heard that Nolan. I've heard Pierce and Nolan. Are Pierce and Nolan starters day one here? If they're not, I've heard Golden. So James Slater said Golden, James Pierce, and Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss. Golden starts day one. Those other two, I think they're in dogfights. And what that tells me is stick to your normal plan. I'm not gonna budge. I don't give a damn. Offensive line, we get offensive line that's not being tough, that's being cowardly. You got to coach these guys up. And I'm not saying don't go offensive line at a certain point. Not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is we've been doing that. We've been doing that for 14 years. If you go ahead and do that again, it's just like you got to ask the question, what the hell we been doing? What the hell have we been doing as far as building an organization? Because you don't need that many damn offensive linemen in the first round in order to change things. You don't need that many first round offensive linemen to set a tone, because obviously hasn't worked. Me and Boss got into it, not so much, but I love Boss because Boss is gonna fight to the end. I'm gonna fight to the end, and we just gonna find it out. Last year I told him we wasn't gonna get a running back, and we didn't. I'm not trying to do that again because Boss been fighting offensive line for the first pick the last 3 years. Last year I was like, okay, I'll give in. The year before that, I might have been that. I'm not doing that again. I'm not going down that road. I'm not doing it. Damn, bro, I got 5 minutes, bro. Where you at?
I'm at the airport.
Oh, my guy's at the airport. Hey, Tuck, you kind of glitching a little bit.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I can hear you, though.
Okay. Yeah, I'm at the airport, man. So I'm about to head to Green Bay. So
Yeah, so before you do that, bro, I've been telling people, I've been like, if we go offensive line here, I think it's cowardly. Personally, I think it's cowardly if we do it. I think we need to stick to the plan that we had in place. Like, what's your thoughts, man? Like, how you feeling about some of the news? Did you get a chance to watch Jerry's press conference? I know you had it yesterday when we talked.
I didn't watch it yesterday, man. Honestly, I didn't want to pay too much attention to it. But I feel like if the Cowboys go offensive line, they have to openly admit that they're not a draft and develop program, right? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what
Yeah,
they've been kind of holding their hats on, that they're a draft and develop team organization. But you have all these offensive linemen that you spend premium value on, and you haven't developed them. So personally, man, if they go offensive line, like I'm going to be upset. But I'm not going to be too upset because you already know how I feel about the season anyway. But I just feel like we have a big opportunity to move the needle forward, and if they go offensive line, it won't move it that way. So, but it's starting to feel offensive line-ish to me, possibly, because what I've been kind of hearing for some people is that I think that the Cowboys feel like they have enough at wide receiver and possibly could bring in a guy, you know what I'm saying, a rotational guy. Because you got to think about this, y'all. We already know what's coming. They're going to say that Jonathan Mingo's their fourth round pick this year. So they're going to say they got Mingo. They're going to talk about Tober, how he's ascended. Ryan Schottheimer is very high on Tober. They just re signed Turpin. So I feel like from their mindset, they're going to feel like they're good and not a pressing need unless something is just like a blinking light at the pick 12.
yeah, I've heard that too. And to me, I think there will be a blinking light, but I'm still picking any of the wide receivers that we want. But yeah, that's just
Right.
me. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be unbearable, bro. Like Rome said it. I'm gonna be like y'all want to tune in to draft night. We draft the offensive lineman. Like I might be flipping tables. Like Will McClay is going to get a mouthful, dog.
Yeah,
Will
man.
McClay getting it bad, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. But yeah, I know you said if I jump in real quick, so that's probably got to my gate. But I'll touch down here probably about an hour or so, 2 hours or so when I get to Green Bay, get to the hotel, we'll set up and we'll go live
Yeah,
probably for
maybe
the
we should do a
rest of the
mock,
day.
bro. Maybe we should do a mock. I just set my laptop up and you know what I'm saying, like.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll set up everything. If y'all want to do go live, I'll hit y'all in the chat. We can go live, and then I'm going to give you access to the thing so you can produce it. Because I'll be on my laptop, but I can't share and do all that stuff on my laptop. So
Okay. All right.
all right, peace, y'all.
All right. Peace. Yes, sir. So, I got to get ready to go. I got a meeting in a little bit when Tuck hits. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're definitely we're gonna try and get a mock in here for y'all. You know, hopefully Rome can do like a lunchtime or something like that. But we're gonna try and get y'all a cover three mock. I just wanted to talk to y'all this morning because I knew I had meetings during my normal time. But yeah, bro, I'm fired up about not going O line. It might go O line, but like Tuck said, I agree. It just means that we're not the draft and develop team that we say we are. But hey, appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in. Y'all you know, stay on the lookout because you never know when we're gonna go live. You never know when somebody gonna pop in. You never know if it's Rome, if it's Tuck. You know what I'm saying? These impromptu lives have been fire. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button on the way out. Also, if you want to super chat or send any super chats, or also send any cash apps to my uh to Cash App is DMV Fanatic. You know what I'm saying? That'll be greatly appreciated. We're gonna I know when we do draft players, I am going to do the draft videos of the guys that we do get so that you can get a visual to what it is that you're seeing. This year I've kind of held off on it a little bit because I didn't want to do work for nobody else. I want to only do work for the Cowboys. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in for this 24 minutes. I got to go to a meeting. I'm going to holler at y'all. Love y'all.